Welcome to the Blogging and SEO show. I'm Michaela, a stay-at-home mom of 3 who just happens to be in love with everything related to SEO, blogging, marketing, coffee, and shedding light into the many mystifying corners of search engine optimization and what that means for us service providers, small business owners, and even bloggers. We're ditching the do-it-all narrative surrounding SEO and blogging and just sitting down and crafting strategies that are sustainable but still get us those first-page, long-lasting results. Now let's get cozy, grab your fave sweater and a cup of tea or coffee, and let's talk everything blogging and SEO. Hey, hi, hello. Okay, so it's me again, back for another episode, and I have to say that my brain is a little bit booked and busy today. So I wanted to do something fun. I have the Pod to Blog Challenge happening next week. So if you haven't signed up and you're a podcaster who would love to turn their podcast episodes into blog posts, that link is in the description below. But I'm also prepping for the Pod to Blog program, which if you're listening to this on the 13th or 14th, you still have time to sneak in for early bird pricing if you want to check that down below in the show notes too. But because my brain is all full of this prep, it means that I'm very much leaning into the fact that it's going to be Valentine's Day Friday, and we are going to do an episode on all the reasons SEO might just be your soulmate instead of anything super formal. So keep listening. It's going to be fun, enjoyable, and I'm going to try not to laugh as often as I can, but I am in a silly, goofy mood. Okay. And since we're coming on a 4-day weekend with my littles, I'm carrying the silly, goofy mood into everything to keep my sanity. All right. So listen, SEO might not be bringing you flowers or whispering sweet nothings in your ear, but it will bring you your people, consistent traffic, and a whole lot of business love. If you've been avoiding SEO because it feels super complicated, or maybe you got burned by an algorithm update, I'm here to change your mind, because this is your meet cute with SEO. This is the long-term relationship that your business actually needs, which is why today we're talking the 7 reasons to fall in love with SEO, Valentine's Day edition. All right. So SEO is the ultimate long-term relationship. So hear me out. Flings are fun, but what about stability, right? Okay. The problem with going viral and relying on virality, or hoping that the story gets the 300 views, or your reel gets 3,000 likes, or that it even just shows up in front of the right people, it's not going to last very long. Even if it does go viral, the longest that you're going to get out of it is a few weeks, maybe a few months. And if you get the very rare occasion, you'll have longer than that. But your average post, even your average story, lasts 24 hours on social media. There are a few platforms that have a little bit longer, but for the most part, you're kind of stuck at that time frame. But blogs and SEO are the exception. The average blog post lasts around 2 years. So after publish, it continues to work and to grow and to show up for you. Think of it like a slow burn romance. You put in the effort up front and you spend the whole book waiting for it. But once it's there, you got the loyal relationship, right? And that's the kind of commitment we want. All right, so reason number 2, it sends the right matches to you. You want your readers to swipe right on your content. And I hope I said that right, because I have never been on a dating app. I've been with my husband for the past 10 years now. We're having our 5-year anniversary this summer, by the way. If you have any travel tips for Tennessee, let me know. I'm going to surprise him. He does not even listen to the show because it would literally just not be there. He doesn't know what SEO is. But if you have any travel tips, head to my Instagram and let me know, because I have never planned a trip in my life. But we are going to surprise him, and whatever happens, he's definitely going to be surprised. So, okay, so essentially imagine putting out content that works like a magnet. Instead of throwing your message into social media void and hoping someone bites, SEO brings your ideal audience to you. It is using people who are already searching for what you have. They just don't know you exist yet. But it's putting you in front of those people and positioning you as their solution to their search. So you're not trying to show somebody something that may or may not be interested. No, these people are interested. They just may not know what their solution is or who the solution is. Okay. Reason number 3, love at first search. So you know the feeling when you Google something and then the perfect answer pops up in the top results, and it's like that chef's kiss moment, and you think, that's exactly what I needed, right? That could be your content for someone else. Don't doubt it. When you optimize your blog post, you're positioning yourself as the go-to expert. So instead of someone endlessly scrolling for answers, you become their solution at first click. So being the first result is kind of like getting the first rose on The Bachelor, or so I've been told. Anyway, so when you optimize your blog post, you're positioning yourself as the go-to expert. So instead of someone endlessly scrolling for answers, you become their solution at first click. This is your first impression of you. Some searchers may have heard of you in the past, but for most people, if they're finding you through Google, it's a first impression. So it's really cool in that way. All right, so reason number 3, SEO works while you're literally doing anything else. I know it's not super Valentine's Day themed, but it makes sense, and it deserves a spot on this list. So imagine waking up, grabbing your coffee, and seeing new leads already in your inbox, and that's not like a random or rare occurrence. Once you get into SEO and you've been doing it consistently for a while and you know your strategy is there, you can get leads, subscribers, group members, sales, all of it while you're doing whatever. I've had clients in the past who go off on Sunday to go to church, and then when they get back home, they realize they have a lead or two in there and sit in their inbox. Like, it happens, and it's really cool. I mean, it's always like a little party when a lead like pops into your box and surprises you. But that's why I always say like SEO is the biggest low energy marketing tool, because you don't have to actively promote it. You create the content, you do the foundational work, and then you let it grow. And you come back and check on it on occasion, but like, as long as you're doing that consistently and you're using the right strategy, like, you don't have to put a lot of energy into it. At least not the same type of energy you would have to like talk on stories all day or create video content or even recording a podcast, because it takes me personally more energy to record a podcast than it does for me to write a blog post or rely on my blog post, even if I do both of those weekly. All right, so reason number 5, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Let's be real, SEO isn't just about the traffic. And I say this a lot, that, it is not determined by the amount of traffic, it's the quality of the traffic. But it's also about trust, because people trust Google. So when Google trusts you and puts you at the top of the search, people trust you. So that's kind of what SEO does for you. The more you show up in search results, the more credible and trustworthy you seem, and people start to recognize your name, your brand, your expertise, and that bit of trust is what's going to turn a reader into a client, person in your community, a follower who comes over to other platforms and engages with you and creates that conversation and connection. So while other businesses are out there, so pretty great, right? All right, reason number 6, it helps you avoid business heartbreaks. Okay, raise your hand if an algorithm update has ever hurt your feelings. Mine is in the air. If I could lift my other arm right now, I would too. But it's got my coffee. And in my luck, I would absolutely spill my coffee on me. So we're going to skip that arm for now. But anyways, we've all been there, right? That's the general consensus. 1 minute, your content is literally thriving, and the next, you're getting 1 like and maybe 3 views, even though you've put hours into your content. So social media platforms are not reliable partners. Are they useful? Yes. And should you always diversify your traffic and client acquisition? Absolutely, yes. I am 100% behind that. So I'm not saying ditch social media. I'm just saying keep your options open. But they essentially changed the rules on the whim. I mean, how many times have we seen Montessori, whatever that guy's name is? I can never remember it. But the person behind Instagram and all that good stuff essentially showing up and saying, hey, we're going to change how we do stuff, right? Because this is what you wanted. And we're all like, no, this is not what we wanted. Please stop it. Don't put ads on Threads. I'm sorry, that's just the biggest thing I can remember right now. But anyways, SEO is loyal. Like, sure, Google updates happen, but good SEO practices hold strong. That means you're not constantly worrying about your visibility disappearing overnight. At least in most cases. There are some updates you have to tweak your strategy or update your content, but it's not normally an overhaul, and it's definitely not an overhaul every few months. It maybe happens every few years, or it all comes out in one batch, and then we have a few more years to figure out the strategy and make stuff work for us. But essentially, it's no more heartbreak, no more why is my reach tanking meltdowns, just solid, stable traffic, or as much as possible. Okay, reason number 7. Your business deserves to be someone's true love, right? You should be someone's one true love, at least in your industry. The right people need what you offer, but if they can't find you, it's like the miscommunication trope, and it's very frustrating. Okay, it's very frustrating. SEO makes sure that you meet your people at the right time, whether they're searching for a service, a solution, or just exactly what you provide. SEO helps them land on your page. No more misconnections, just the perfect match delivered straight to their screen. So, because your business deserves to be seen. It deserves to be chosen, and SEO is one of the best ways to make that happen, because we like I said in the beginning, these are people who are already searching for answers. They have something they need to know, whether it's a solution to their problem, more awareness around something. And if it is your person, it's likely you have the answer. But they can't find you because they're not on platforms. You don't have the same visibility or reach on the other platforms as you do on Google, or the trust that you have on Google. It's like how people search things differently on Instagram versus Pinterest. Google is different, and the people who come to Google are the same users, but they're looking for something else. And when you can show up there, that's the moment. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I did. And yeah, so if you think SEO might be the one, let's make it official. I'm still doing my regular blogging services and SEO services. So if you are interested in starting a blog or having a fresh set of eyes on your website and optimizing your site to show up on Google, head to my website, check out my services, and either book a call or get straight into it. I'm here for you. If you are a podcaster and you are interested in doing more with your episodes, or simply just curious how to start showing up on Google using the content that you already have, the Pod to Blog Challenge is happening next week. I would love to have you there. It is free. It's 3 days, and I'm taking you step by step from picking an episode, optimizing it for SEO, and hitting publish on your website. So I am going to call that a day, and I'm going to go snack on something because your girl is hungry, your girl is tired, and I think I need a brain break. We really maybe that'll be my Valentine's Day treat to myself. I need a brain break. So maybe I'll take a nap. I already did that, but we can take another one. But I'll talk to you soon. Next episode will be next week, actually during the challenge. That'll be last day of the challenge. So hopefully I'll provide some insights. I'm thinking I'm going to talk about some readability things, because that's a big, huge aspect of turning your podcast into a blog post, and just, anything really, like your videos, your carousels. I know repurposing content is really big right now, and for good reason. But maybe we can cover some of those strategies to help you make that a bit easier and make sure that people can consume and engage with your content. But anyways, until then, bye. As always, I hope you were able to learn at least one new thing today and how you can apply it to your own business or blog. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Blogging and SEO Show. Don't forget to hit follow so you don't miss the next episode. I promise it's a goodie. And check the show notes for everything we talked about today. And come connect with me on Instagram at kamamama.co. If you have any questions or thoughts you want to share, DM me. Let's chat. Until next time, talk soon.